What instantly makes you think this person is rich? When they have no idea of how much things cost. I'm a tax accountant, and I've got to tell you, you can't tell unless you're looking at a report of their assets. Attitude, career, spending habits, they barely correlate. Even income in any given year isn't that well tied to how wealthy they really are. The only pattern I've seen is that the reality wealthy ones are never stressed when they call me. They get a little cold when things go wrong, not hot. For me, it's a nonchalant way that they say certain things, often not in a braggadocious way. Like asking out of nowhere, "Do you ski?" "You should. It's so fun. I go all the time." "And you both happen to live nowhere near a ski hill." Edit, because context is a thing that no longer exists. Yes, this will vary depending on where you live. You need to be fairly well off if you're a Floridian who skis regularly. Not so much if you're in Utah, Italy, or BC. Come on, people. They low-key don't have a job. Viennetta in the freezer. They're simple, but have expensive taste. Ask Reddit has the biggest fetish for these types of questions. When they wear a tux with a top hat, cane in one hand, and a big bag with a dollar sign in the other. I know 3 people who are actually rich, 2 millionaires and a footballer, and you wouldn't know they're rich. I'm not saying they dress like tramps or don't have nice houses, cars, etc., but they live quite modestly. They're not trying to prove to anyone they're rich. It's been my experience that people who try to look rich aren't rich. Ironically, I know the 2 millionaires through Alcoholics Anonymous. You really can't tell anything by a person instantly. My wife has 2 wealthy uncles, one from her mom's side, the other from her dad's side. One is petty and greedy. He owns a bunch of rentals and will evict you if you are 5 days late with rent and finds any reason to steal your security deposit. The kind of guy who never lets you forget you owe him $1. The other uncle you'd never know, he makes about 1.3 mil a year, dresses and clothes from Walmart with holes in them, and daily drives a 2005 Ford F-150 XL. They host everyone's birthday and any holiday. How they talk about work. Low income don't talk about it because it's not central to their identity. A job is a job. Mostly it's personality conflicts and complaints. Middle to high income talk a lot about it, sometimes out of pride, and sometimes because that's all they have to connect to. Corporate types who spend the vast majority of their time at work or thinking about it, and have spent decades building a career. Very high income rich talk about it in a very vague sense. They can turn it when their house has its own name. They're not trying to look rich, and everything about them just feels effortless and unbothered. In the UK, mud-covered battered wax jacket, terrible hairstyle, baggy corduroy trousers, a slight smell of moths, battered Land Rover. That person owns half of Herefordshire. When they use summer as a verb, I think there's a difference in is rich and grew up rich. People who grew up with money have a certain quality about the way they speak and move through the world that is different. The fabric of their clothing. They don't have to work and never stress about money. They repair or replace things immediately without drama. When they go shopping but never look at price tags. Shopping with a rich friend's family was so different. This cheese sounds really good. Let's get a lot of it. Me, looking at the $20 per lbs price tag and choking. Just put it in the cart. Not a single price looked at. It flabbergasted me. Dressed well and do everything so calmly, like time around them slows down. Total lack of financial stress, being completely unbothered by emergencies or costs that would break the average person. In Singapore, when they order Chinese mixed rice and also add on fish, they describe themselves financially as comfortable. That's rich people code for, I'm rich, but still want you to think of me as relatable. American man, C-level, very accomplished in his career. I know he's a 2-digit millionaire. We worked for the same company. He married a Mexican woman that he met while on vacation in Mexico. He lives in one of the top 3 most expensive real estate markets in the United States. I met his wife at a company function. I thought that she was lovely, so much fun, and amazing. As we were talking about my education and my career, I made a comment that I made a good living but my student debts were a fin. When their name is Richard but the nickname they use isn't Dick.